Bent, gats and holsters, girls on shoulders, playboy. I told ya, me and Mike to me, bruise too much, I lose too much. Step on stage, the girl do too
Hey,
much.
whoa.
Me lose
Whoa.
my touch, never that. If I did, ain't no problem to get the gap where the true players at. Throw your rollies in the sky, waving side to side, and keep your hands high while I give your girl an eye. Play it please, lyrically, nigga C, B.I.G.
What's up, y'all?
Crossing, jig
What's
on the
up?
cover of Fortune,
500.
It's my phone number, your man, I got the dough.
We're real
Flow down,
high.
Pizzazz, Platinum Plus, like Zizak.
Yeah, red.
No,
No, program out. Look. Whoa, there we go. I can't turn myself up in the headphones, yo. The more problems we see. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm feeling
now
great
we're
this
real
morning.
low. It's so quiet. It's so quiet. I can't even hear anything because it's so quiet. We're just trying to figure out sound settings there. Hi.
Hi.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Ooh, look, let's go in. Hi.
How many times were you going to say hi?
Hi.
Hi.
Drew in the morning.
Well, good morning, sweetheart. It is Monday, July 10th. It is a balmy 84 degrees and sunny outside, although it feels like it's 114.
I was going to say we live on the sun.
We do.
It's a little humid.
Your mic's not on.
Oh. I don't know how to change that.
Oh, you might want to turn it up.
Turn me up this
Whoa,
morning.
there we go. Is that too loud?
That was a little loud.
Good. Let's try this again.
Okay.
Drew in the morning.
All right. Well, we were supposed to have a special guest today.
I know. I heard he canceled.
He has not responded
Oh,
to
he's
text
just
messages.
no-showed.
Oh, dude, no-show.
That's the
Left me
worst.
high and dry.
You're supposed to at least call and say,
Oh my
"Hey,
God.
man, change of plans."
Listen, and I've texted, I've called and everything. I even made a really cool little graphic. Look at this little graphic I made right there. Isn't that cool? It's pretty funny.
Yeah,
Anyway,
well,
I made a little.
You didn't post it though, did you?
No, I made a little funny graphic
Well,
with
I
your.
wouldn't. Don't
Look,
share
right
it.
there.
Maybe
Look,
he'll
look at that.
eventually come
Oh,
on.
No, man. I used Midjourney to make a eagle devouring.
You've been using a lot of Midjourney.
I've been using a lot of AI. It's so much fun.
People like you scare me.
People.
I was gonna
Eli
say.
says, "Oh, look who's over there." Good morning, Eli. Look.
Good morning,
Whoa.
Eli.
Oh, whoa. Switch it back and forth. There it is. Hey, I think we're gonna make a road trip up to San Antonio to go watch the 70mm version of Oppenheimer. I think it's gonna happen. Not on the opening day though, because opening day it's already sold out.
I don't really know what Oppenheimer is.
Well, anytime movie reviews come back and say that people are walking out of the movie theater with their jaws on the ground in disbelief and fear, I mean, that's one I want to go see. It reminds me one of my favorite movies I
So
watched
it's
a
a
long
scary
time ago.
movie?
Well, I mean, it depends on what you think is scary. One of my favorite movies I ever watched because I had such a terribly visceral reaction to it was U-Turn. Do you remember the movie U-Turn with Sean Penn? At the end of the movie, I was like, fuck everything about this movie. I hate this movie. And then the next day, I was like, any movie that can make me feel that angry,
It's a good movie.
they did a good job.
I think people mistaken that not every movie has to be a good time.
Yeah, Eli's saying, I think
I want to watch the Barbie movie.
Eli's saying that every movie needs to be a good time. It doesn't have to be a good time.
I think it should be a good time. That's why you watch a movie.
No, it transports you.
Here's
That's
my
the key.
thing: is that I have limited time to escape from reality. So if I get to sit down and enjoy a movie, I don't want to leave there with my jaw on the ground, upset.
Yeah, but if it makes you upset in a way that you're like, what have we done as humanity? What have we done? And could
Well, it's
we
a
do a
movie,
better
though. It's not real. That's the movie
But,
part. Is that it's not supposed to be
stand by,
real.
But Oppenheimer's real.
So it's a documentary, not a movie.
Well, it's an accurate depiction
It's
of
an.
his life.
He's saying it's an accurate depiction of his life. Yeah, it's about the first atomic weapons.
That doesn't sound fun.
Well, I mean, it depends on what your idea of fun is. Christopher
no.
Nolan's idea of fun is,
Again, I want to go watch the Barbie movie.
I don't know.
I'm watching both.
You are? Yeah.
The Barbie movie. God, I love it.
I saw that for some friends of ours were at the premiere last night. I got to go through their Insta stories and vicariously live through them. That looked like a lot of fun.
It did, and apparently, no one who's an artist, like a singer, was showing up wearing clothing. It
What do you
was like,
mean?
if you look at all the pictures, I found,
Everyone was scantily clad.
yeah, like half naked. and
Well,
whatever.
it's Southern California.
Yeah, man. Anyway, I'm like wincing.
Why? It's too loud?
Yes, but there, I'm okay. Well, no, you're loud.
can
I'm not
whisper.
loud, so I've got it turned up so I can hear me. But then every time you talk, I go, "Ow!"
You're normally really loud.
Ow.
That's how I feel all the time when you talk.
I know. I think that's why Eli keeps me turned down.
Yep.
It works better.
Turn it down.
Anyway, okay, so here's what I want to talk about first.
No.
Subjects, fascinating subjects this morning on.
Is it something that I can talk about with you? Like, is this interaction? Good interaction?
I mean, listen. Did she see a lizard or did she not see a lizard?
Oh.
This is what I really want to know because I was a huge fan in the 80s of a mini series. Eli, can you name it? V, The Final Battle.
I saw the remake. You made me watch a couple of those episodes.
Yeah, because she was hot.
That was really the only reason you wanted to watch it.
The
I was
lizard
like,
lady
the
was
lizard
hot.
lady is hot.
No. What's her name?
Morena Baccarin?
I don't know.
Yes, I think that's her
Anyway,
name.
So they redid it. I just noticed that Eli put those little clips there.
Well, it's because my microphone went limp.
Oh, that happens. You weren't here yet. It was still soft. Oh my God. Speaking of, you guys want to see some
Lizard
pictures?
people.
I'm just kidding. So yeah, seriously, lizard people. So this lady gets on a plane and she's sitting there. It's in DFW apparently, and she screams. She goes
nuts. Yeah, I saw it. But
let's see if I can find that sound
But
clip.
here's the thing: was she drinking?
No.
She was completely sober and
Yeah.
she freaked out.
No charges pressed. No,
Was
nothing.
she dreaming? Like she was asleep and she
No,
saw
dude,
something?
because now all these accounts are coming out.
that there's
Look on
more
let's
lizard
look.
people.
Oh my God, I have like 1,000 ads right here. Hold on. Look. Is this the lady?
What are we looking at?
No, that's not it. I'm trying to find the lady.
Women's wear.
Oh, is this it? No, that's not it either. I hate these stupid ads, man. I'm just trying to find the lizard.
Moving
lady.
on.
So she's walking off the plane and she turns around and she says, "I don't care what you think, but she's like, that motherfucker is not real." And she's like, "You can all stay and die on this plane, or you can get off like me." And she got off, and they're like, "Look, you have a right to get off, whatever." She says, "I'm telling you, I'm getting the fuck off this plane. There's a reason why I'm getting off this plane." The woman could be heard yelling as she walked up the plane aisle, and everyone can either believe it or not. I don't give two fucks. I'm telling you right now, that motherfucker back there is not real. And she stormed off the plane. So then so Carrot Top.
How did she get
Carrot
off
Top
the plane?
was on that plane, and he's like, "This lady lost her bananas or whatever," and he's like, "Whatever, we didn't die. Everybody's safe." He was in Orlando, but then someone sitting behind her has now come back and corroborated this. They've turned around and they said, "Yeah, that dude. After all that happened, this guy wearing a hoodie turned around and he winked at me, but he didn't wink at me like normal eyes up and down. His eyes went side to side."
No way.
And the guy freaked out for the whole flight. So here's the thing,
and
though.
didn't say anything.
They can't find that lady. So now it's like, where's the lady? Because now everyone wants to hear her story. Like, what the hell did you see?
Yeah.
So apparently,
They can't find her?
I don't. No one's been able to find. And people are on the internet. They're like, "Find me this lady. We need to interview her." She could. You know what? Hey,
tired of the story?
Listen, hey, lizard lady, if you're listening, don't forget you can always show up on,
Drew in the morning.
and we will be happy to talk to you about lizard people. Because you know what? They eat rats.
Ew.
And there's a whole mini series about them. People thought that NBC was just full of it when
I
they made
kind of
V
just
the
thought
Final
she was
Battle.
on, I don't know. Everybody's taking mushrooms these days. I thought she was on mushrooms.
Well, I don't know. Anyway, the lizard lady. Okay, so what I was going to say, and I heard it this morning, is, hold on. I got to look it up because I don't want to say it and it not be true. I love how I grab my phone even though I have a computer right in front of me. It is International Week. I forgot what it's called. It's like
How did
international.
she get off the plane?
Why are you changing? I'm like in the
Because-
middle of saying something. And you're like, how'd you get off the plane?
But while you're looking things up, I can have a conversation.
I was
She
about
got
to
out of-
say it,
The
but
door was still open.
It was still
It
open.
was still at the taxi. It was still letting people on the plane.
Because that's a whole big thing. Like, you can't get off the plane.
Yeah. Once the doors
Whatever.
closed.
Okay, now we're paying attention to Drew.
no, forget
You got to
it.
listen
no,
to Drew.
No,
All right.
no.
We're ready. Okay, we're going to beg now.
No.
I'm begging you, please.
International Nude Workout Week or Nude Sports Week or some shit like that where you're supposed to do an activity in the buff this week.
That reminds me. I can't remember whose Instagram I was on.
Not mine.
Oh, it was Tommy Lee. I love his Instagram.
Yeah, you do.
And
She screenshotted that
I
picture.
screenshotted it because I knew it was going to get
Yeah,
deleted.
and our daughter's
So-
looking through the phone
No,
and she's
she
like,
didn't see it. Don't be making
Dad?
things up. Dad, you wish. I wish.
"Hey, you chill."
No, but but it was Tommy Lee's. But going back to international
Oh my
workout in the
God,
nude,
man.
he had a picture of a bunch of men in somewhere in Europe that were cycling naked. So they're riding bikes.
Why does
naked.
anybody care?
I don't know.
I'm the one talking about working out naked.
Yeah.
Anyway, I heard that. I thought that was funny.
Some things need support. I wouldn't do it.
I'm just scared of my dangly bits getting caught up in something.
Exactly.
in the dangly bits. Yeah, that's
Oh.
bad news, man. The question of the morning and the thing that everybody wants to know for the last 3 days is what the hell is a blizzard?
Oh, I love Oreo blizzard. Oh, I love the tropical blizzard. Tropical
Would
blizzard's
you
my
would you
favorite.
ever put someone in office who doesn't know what a blizzard is, or someone who
I don't
doesn't know
if
how to
it's
get on a
I
subway?
don't think it's like a requirement, but
But he's just like us. Did you see this one?
I saw it.
Yes. Trump yells, "Everybody wants a blizzard. What the hell's a blizzard? Who doesn't know what a blizzard is? How disconnected from reality are you?"
what's your favorite blizzard?
Oh, dude, Butterfinger, man.
Mine's tropical.
Cheesecake.
Cheese. You know, there's the chocolate chip one, and what they do, if you ask for chocolate chip, it's not on menu. They take the fudge that they put on top of the shell that they put on top of the ice cream cone, and they crumble it up and they stick inside the blizzard. I know what a blizzard is, DT. This is very serious. Miguel, who's not here, he was out of town this weekend. Do you know
where
where
was
he
he?
was?
I'm going to assume he was in. Let me
No,
guess.
he was in Lake Tahoe.
Oh, I thought
And
he would have been in Austin.
we don't know when he'll return because police in Lake Tahoe are on the lookout for a prowler who they say has been breaking into women's hotel rooms and fondling women's feet.
Miguel's a perv.
He's not even here to defend himself. What
Because he's still in Lake Tahoe.
Yeah, fucking.
Did you make that up, or was he really in Lake Tahoe?
He's not in Lake Tahoe. I know.
I want to go to Lake Tahoe.
Get your feet tickled.
Yeah.
The cops are going to show up like, "Is there a Mr. Miguel here?" That's great.
But why did you associate Miguel with feet?
Because listen, so
Is there
here's-
more to this
here's
story?
No, but here's the thing, and God, I wish he was here. That guy.
there's
I'm
something
such
you
a-
know.
No, I'm a dick, and it's funny because
a friend, call him.
It's not funny for him. I mean, it is funny at this point because
He's gonna walk in
So Migs and I,
pissed.
we've been working together since. Oh my God, I don't even know how long. 30 years or something stupid like that. 25 years, whatever. And every time we go to a customer site, right? Every time we're at the customer site and we have to use an example, I'm always talking about cybersecurity stuff, right? And we're like, oh, imagine if someone's trying to, you have someone on your network who's, surfing a lot of really weird like animal porn or,
Why
or
would
this.
you say
and I was
that?
like Miguel. Like Miguel's always doing like I always use Miguel as an example.
That's terrible.
As someone who's like a terrible internet user. So I had to obviously equate him with the feet tickler.
There's a lot I didn't know. I wouldn't go to meetings with you anymore if I were.
Oh man, it's because I miss him, man. Anyway,
Why don't we talk about what you did this weekend?
what did I do this weekend? Hold on.
No, I think
Hold on.
just
Someone's
walked
walking
in.
in the door.
I think he's here to defend.
Hold on. Is it? Hello.
There's no one there.
Oh my God, it's a lizard, dude.
It's a ghost.
Oh no, it's in the back. Somebody parked.
Oh, someone parked in the back. We heard a little door chime go off, and I was hoping it was a lizard person.
I was hoping it was Miguel.
Anyway, what did we do this weekend?
You weekend hard.
I did weekend.
Drew was channeling.
Oh
I don't
my
know.
God, dude. So what I found was, I used to DJ a lot. I used to have a really good time DJing. And every once in a while, when it's a good Saturday or Sunday afternoon, I grab a couple brew dogs and crack them open and take off my shirt
Brew dogs.
and DJ some music and turn my house into a pool party, man. Why not? Like Spring Break 96.
It was fun. My problem is it tends to get a little loud. It's a little too loud.
Fucking just pee all in the Wheaties.
I have to. It's just too loud. I think I've gotten to that
Hey,
age
my name
where
is
it's,
Jessica.
where
I'm a
it's
wet.
just
You're a wet blanket.
too loud
Wet blanket.
sometimes. I want to have a conversation. I can't because it's just too loud.
It's not the club.
It's not the club, right?
It is the club. In my head,
In your
it's the
head,
club.
and
it's,
in your head only.
It's 1997. I'm
'Cause
at the club,
The kids are running wild.
viciously throwing down.
You should have seen your moves. I recorded some of
Oh,
them.
so good, man. And I came across all these disco remakes.
What happened in '97? Look at you. You're like, yes.
96. I don't even know what year it was.
What was
99.
happening? Where were
2000.
It was pre-kids.
Was
Dude,
that
I
pre-kids?
don't know. It was like just me on a stage, 2 turntables and a microphone.
Goodness. Go live your life, babe.
Whatever, dude. All your friends were high as shit partying out in the club.
I
I'm
wasn't
looking down.
there. I don't
I'm
know.
looking at everybody who comes up to me now and they're like, Drew, I really hope you don't have any pictures of.
Oh, you have lots of pictures.
I
Lots.
have lots of pictures, man.
I just recently
El
got.
Cielo in Mexico, Mexique. What were all those clubs that we DJ'd at? I mean, get Isaac on the
I don't
phone
know.
in here. I've got pictures of people looking absolutely ridiculous.
Not me. I didn't attend those events.
I was studying.
I was studying.
Studying.
Ha ha ha. There's nothing I can say. No, Oh yeah, a friend of mine gave me a stack of photos the other day, and it was fun. A little blast from the past.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. It was good to see him. It's good to see all the collagen in my face. Miss those days.
No, man, we were having a blast, dude. Like
On Saturday
no,
or
like
1997?
in the late 90s, early 2000s, no one really knew what a rave was,
You
and people
know,
would show up.
I
and
still get really excited when the 90s music comes on. It makes me happy. You know,
show up.
I still get really
whoa.
excited when the 90s music comes on. What's
Look at that. Isn't that cool? I just doubled down.
Why?
I was checking the.
Okay, so
I was checking
Drew was
notifications.
being a DJ all day long. My sister compiled a beautiful video of him. I think you should share that on the page later.
It's good.
So my family left yesterday. It was a full house. It was really nice to have everybody. I think there were some moments where it bubbles up and you're like, oh my God, this is a lot of people. But then I was also really thankful to have everyone around, and it's for a short period of time.
Yeah.
My sister leaves tomorrow, and she's taking my daughter. So, vaya con Dios. Go. Have a good time.
They're going to Austin.
They're going to Austin.
She's going to come back with her crystals recharged and hair under her armpits, and
Namaste.
she's going to turn into a Californian. Fucking weird.
No,
I
it'll
don't
be
like
good.
Austin, dude. I don't like
I
Austin.
do like
I don't.
Austin
I never
in
have.
small-
I
in
don't like
small
it.
increments.
My thing about Austin is everyone tries so hard to be so different that they're all the same. I am not a fan of Austin. I never have been.
You know, that doesn't bother me. What bothers me is it's just
like it.
so congested. There's just so many people.
I don't like
It's
it.
a lot.
I don't like Austin. I don't like how
But
people.
there's a lot of people here too now.
People think that they have to be different for people to like them, and I think that that's. I think it's stupid. People should just be authentic. The problem is when you get into Austin, everyone's like, "Well, my authentic self is just like your authentic self. Let's go be authentic selves together and
isn't
tell
that
our
like-
truths."
but
And
Would
fuck
you
off.
equate
Just-
that for it being a younger town, like it's a college town,
I
and so
think
people are still
dude, they
figuring
try-
it out?
Dude, they try so hard. Everybody up there
Nobody,
tries
maybe
so
they're not
hard.
trying. Maybe that's the thing, is that they're not, and they're
They
just
should
kind
try
of.
and shave their armpits.
Not everyone. Not everyone is running around with hairy armpits.
Well, I mean,
Although you should ask Renee about his distraction in the background of a restaurant. He was in Austin this weekend, and he did post something on Snapchat.
I love how you just start throwing out people's names.
It's Renee. And he posted, he didn't do anything mean. He just posted a picture of a water bottle. And in the background of the water bottle, I was like, wow, that outfit choice is interesting.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
We discussed. We think she was wearing the dress backwards.
Better than upside down.
Well,
Hey, we're getting some fun comments this morning, by the way. Tanya says that Snickers. Whoa. I need to figure out how to use the internet.
Tanya,
Snickers,
your
dude.
Snickers Blizzard, is that what it is?
Snickers, yes. She says Snickers is her favorite. Our favorite.
I encourage everybody to go get a tropical.
Well, at least we know what they are. Grr. I can't believe that. And then everyone gives that dude a pass again. They're like, well, so what if he doesn't know what a Blizzard is? He's still the best damn president ever. It's like the guy doesn't even know the basic menu at Dairy Queen.
He's a man of the people.
This is
He is a
upsetting
man
you
of the
today.
people. It is.
What else is going on in the world?
Dude?
Because I got to leave in 5 minutes.
We had a fantastic lunch last week. Let's talk about that real quick.
Let's talk about your lunch.
Should we mention her by
My
name?
lunch? Oh, the lunch I was at. I thought you were going to talk about your Friday lunch.
Oh my God, dude. Which one's more fun?
No, the Thursday lunch was way more
Thursday
fun.
lunch.
It was a good lunch.
A dear friend, someone that we get to help out with. We get the opportunity to do some really great work for. We had lunch with her, and we got a perspective on what's going on from the immigration side on the border, as really what's happening in Matamoros, also in Reynosa, and how Title 42 has changed and how Title 8 has changed things. Basically, the refugee camps are being built back up, and they all went away. when everything these two conversations merged together. So we're talking about refugee camps and about how people.
Are we allowed to say who we went to lunch with?
I don't like to like to
Okay.
call out people by name just because
I call everyone by name. So let me tell you who I was at lunch with. I'm kidding. I won't, out of respect to
Well,
you.
I don't know. I
won't.
just like
This sounds so mysterious.
Yeah,
though.
but anyway, I don't.
Whatever. We were at lunch with a wonderful person, and it was
And so we
a
talked.
good time.
So we talked about the refugee camps, and basically the long and short of it is when Trump was in office, he made this big old stink about we're going to close the border, we're going to close the border, we're going to close the border, and that messaging made its way down to Mexico and Central America and South America and all over the world. People heard him say, we're going to lock up the border, we're going to build a wall. So it created this rush of people trying to get to the border so that they could get in before this man built this wall. And so it created this huge push, right? And that's undeniable. That if you
Right.
look at the statistics, he said this and this happened and there's an action and a reaction, whatever else. So then he's in office for a little while, and all these refugee camps had built up because by the time people made it up to here, the wall was built and all these things, Title 42, blah, 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 the stuff was put in place. So Title 42 created these, that was the policy where the border was shut down, where they only allowed a certain number of people to come in per day. And it created these camps of people that were then turned around and then either went back into Mexico or tried to come across and then got, moved to different parts of the country or whatever. Anyway, the refugee camps, the numbers closed, went lower and lower and lower until the fact that they were closed. Well, now what's happening is there's another rhetoric that's coming out where there's people shouting, Biden's border is wide open. Biden's border isn't working.
Which
Biden's border
is untrue.
Which it doesn't matter if it's true or not. What's happening is that there is that's what people are shouting from the rooftops. And so I looked it up because I was like, I wonder how many times Joe Biden has actually said, I'm going to open America's border. And if you look it up, and you look at all his speeches and everything, there's no mention of him saying we're going to open the border or, hey, we're going to throw the doors open or we're going to tear down the wall. He doesn't say any of that, right? As a matter of fact, he extended Title 42 for another year. And then once it expired, they went heavy on trying to make sure that Title 8 works, which is questionable if it's working or not. But the problem was you didn't have Democrats out there yelling, the border's open. Hey, everybody, come on over. No one said that. As a matter of fact, the people that said it were the conservative side saying, the border's open. This isn't working. Anyone can get in. Well, that message, once again, has made its way down to Central America. And the messaging that these people are screaming at the top of their lungs that is absolutely not true now is being heard by people in Central and South America. And they're going, oh, well, what better time to go? Now that the border's back open, we hear it's faltering. We hear it's open. We hear that it's not working. And all of a sudden, all these people start to rush up. So the refugee camps are coming back. So now
Right.
you've got all these refugee camps are stacking up on the side of the river again.
Because it's not open.
Because it's still not open. 42 just stopped, right? It's still not open, but you have these huge conservatives out there screaming and yelling at the top of their lungs. Idiots like Boebert and MJT and all these people who are saying, oh, the border's open. Dude, what do they think is going to happen? They turn around and they say all this stuff. People from Central America hear it, and they're like, oh, well, you know what? Now's a great time to make a run. So they come up here. They get all the way up here, and they go, oh, wait, no, it's not. And instead, the government's like, look, download the app, apply for the app, which it's a work in progress. There's been some things that haven't worked out as well as they thought they would. But now illegal crossings are down. You go look at the statistics, right?
So
And
if
you don't
I
have
want-
to take my
so
word
if
for it.
I
You can
wanna-
go on Customs
so if
Border
I
Patrol
wanna
website.
cross-
You can look at all the statistics. This isn't shit that I'm making up. This is an opinion.
So if I want to cross, what do I have to do?
So, well, hold on, but that's not the important part, right? The important part is that there's all this rhetoric that's coming out that's telling everyone, hey, the border's wide open, come on over. And then they get here and they're like, well, wait, the border's not open. But who are the people that are screaming about the border being open? It's not our president, and it's not anybody on that side. It's a bunch of crazy, hot-headed freaking people that are out there saying, oh, it's not working, the border's wide open, anyone can take advantage of the border. Oh, it's a terrible disaster.
Yeah.
It's like, well, dude, there's cause and effect. So what happened was we were having this conversation with someone who has firsthand knowledge about this.
Yes.
And we got an incredible perspective on what's going on. And they're getting up here and they're going, oh, this isn't what we thought. We never
Right.
would have come if we didn't know. But we heard on the news that the border was faltering, so we made our way up here. So what's happening to the southwest of us is that people are hearing this terrible rhetoric and they're making these life decisions on it. They're getting up and they're being stuck in the refugee camps. So I had a lunch with a friend of ours who I was trying to explain this to, because I like to work in statistics. I don't like to work on what's right or wrong.
I'm talking about, but I wanted to go back to talk
Well,
a
hold
little
on.
bit about
And I got-
why we were at the lunch.
Why I was at the lunch. We have a lunch every Friday. It's a standing
Not
lunch.
that lunch.
Which lunch?
I'm talking about the lunch on Thursday. Why was
happened?
it important to have lunch on Thursday, and what's going on, and why we need technology and all the good
Well,
stuff
this
that
is
comes out of
so
the conversation?
the good stuff that comes out of this is that I was asked. I've been donating Wi-Fi service and technology and equipment to some of the refugee shelters and humanitarian centers here in the Rio Grande Valley for a bunch of years, right? And we do it because what happens is when people make their way from Central America up north or through Mexico up to our border, they don't have clothing, they don't have food, they don't have safety, security, medical, none of that stuff.
Right.
And they're just people. They're not. I don't give a shit if they're immigrants or not, or they're not immigrants. They're people who need help.
Correct.
And I look at that and I say, when they make it through Customs and Border Patrol, when they get cleared to come into the United States, when they get approved for refugee status or asylum or whatever it is, and they go to these respite centers, they don't have a cell phone plan with AT&T or Verizon or T-Mobile or Telmex, but what they do have is WhatsApp, or they have Signal, or they have something on a phone that they don't have to pay for, but they don't have a solid internet connection. So we provide Wi-Fi in this area so that they can make those phone calls home, so that they can get in touch with people, so that they can let people know that they're safe, or they made it, or their kids made it. And now that Customs Border Patrol is pushing everyone towards the CBP One app.
Where's that app? How do I get it?
So the app, I don't know, man. I haven't.
It's on an app.
No,
Is my
yes,
point.
you go to Customs Border Patrol's website, you download their CBP
Yes.
One app, and the whole process is you can jump on that app and request your appointment for your interview for asylum. And you need an internet connection to
There
do
you
that.
go.
So we're helping out in that regard, which is really cool. And it's it's not the original reason that we did it, but it's a great way to think that we're trying to help curb
My
that.
point was that we didn't go to that meeting to have a whole completely, political debate on what was going on. It was to have a humanitarian
Yeah.
effort. She called for some help with something that's needed.
Yes, and we helped.
that's what we're doing.
That's right.
Yes.
We did that. And
Not-
so then that part about why and everything, that's what we got to learn about. And so I carried that over to a lunch the next day, and I'm sitting down at lunch.
And the lunch didn't go how you
The lun-
planned.
well, no, but here's the thing, man. When you're sitting with a group of people who have opposing political views, one of them who was supposed to be here this morning, who still has yet to text me. Anyway, when you're sitting with people who have opposing political views, you can either look at what they're saying and go, I want to understand.
Right.
Tell me. And wow, that I had two out of the four people go, hey, I had not thought about it that way. Granted, I still may disagree with it, but I had not thought about it in that context. And it's like, wow, that makes sense. And I'm not trying to change people's opinions or
But I think
views.
that
then
that's the point of having conversations,
It
right?
is.
Just to give a different perspective. We're not always going to agree, but I always want to know where people are coming from, and let me try to put myself in that situation
Yeah.
to understand other people.
Yeah, man. So anyway,
So the
it's
lunch just didn't
interesting.
go as
Well,
planned.
I mean, it's anytime you talk about something like this, people tend to get a little bit passionate.
Well, I mean, yeah, you get a
we
little
had-
passionate.
Well, yeah, it's like when we fight. It's like when you yell at me.
Well, here we go. I
Or-
yell.
or it's like,
Can you
hold on, stand by.
imagine me yelling?
Yes, you're so
No.
loud. Turn your mic down. No, I'm just kidding. And you know what the worst thing you do? Whoa.
What is the worst thing that I do? Let's
we're
air it
this
out.
close.
What's the worst thing?
No,
that
not
I
the
do?
worst thing, but something nasty
up.
that you do. You ready?
What?
Like here, let's go this way. No, I want your face on this one. All right. You know what you do, and I know a lot of partners do it to their partners. It's when you think
When I think.
when you think that you have the answer or the solution, and you know what your words are? You need to eat a sandwich.
Well, because 99% of the problems can be solved if you have a snack.
But that's the rudest shit. That's like me saying,
that's
"Oh,
reality.
it must be your time of the month." It's
I
the
mean,
same
sometimes that is a factor.
thing. Yeah, I can't say that to you. You'll,
Don't say it,
but you can't tell me, "Oh, you need a sandwich."
sweetheart.
That's not fair. That's not sweetheart. Isn't an argument.
I love you.
No, you can't.
There's a reason why I carry snacks in my bag.
Well, I mean, listen. There may be truth to it, is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Just like
okay,
there
so
may
you
be
just-
truth in,
is this,
in what
okay,
you're
so
saying.
you would like for me not to throw
No,
that
but
out there.
my point is that when you're in the middle of a conversation, when you're talking about something and both people are getting very passionate about it, and that's like throwing a fucking bomb on it. It's like, oh, we just need to eat a sandwich. Like, what?
Has it ever occurred to you that sometimes we need a bomb in order to end the conversation?
Also, that's a false equivalency.
I don't know,
Yeah.
man. It's like gasoline on a fire. I'm just saying. You listen. What happens is
I can take this. That's fine. What else,
when
Drew?
when
Tell
we
me.
get into
Give
an
it to
argument,
me this morning. What?
Oh, you don't like it in the morning. So, when we get into it and we're at each other's throats,
How often does that happen?
not very often. But it's like if you yell, then I yell, and if I yell, then you yell, and before you know it, we're
But
both
would
like,
you say
it's
that?
not because I need a sandwich.
Would you say that half of those battles have been because maybe it's 11:30 and not 12 yet, and you haven't had lunch?
Listen, I need.
Or maybe it's
oh my God.
5:30 and
Who's
you
walking
haven't
in the
had
door?
dinner?
It's the business partner. Oh, look, see, I saw it. DJ Drew, Jess in selfie mode. Aw, we're getting some good stuff.
Who's
anyway,
here?
It's someone. I don't like mention names. You always like to talk about people's names. Call them
Okay,
out.
I'm sorry.
Anyway, what, do I need a sandwich? Is that what you're going to tell me?
No, I'm going to say I've got to go. Do they want my seat?
No, no one wants to sit in there. No one wants the hot seat, apparently. Not even people who run their mouths and then don't respond to text messages.
Oh, my.
Oh, look, I have one text
Oh,
message.
is that the?
No.
Is that the Thursday conversation that was supposed to show up?
No, that was a Friday conversation.
No, but he wasn't
Oh,
even
he
there.
wasn't
either.
there.
No, but I'm
It was just somebody with a different view.
But it's
we
one
wanted
thing
to
to have a
see you
different
guys
view,
duke it
but it's another
out.
thing to be like, I'm not going to listen to you because I don't believe it, and your liberal democratic views are stupid. I was like, dude, that was uncalled for. I wasn't
but you-
spitting liberal democratic views. I was talking about statistics of border crossings.
But you, at times, dish it out the same way.
Well, but here's the other thing. So then what I did is I put out an open invite, and I said, anyone who wants to come down with me to Matamoros and go to the refugee camps, please come down and see this firsthand. Don't take my word for it. If you want to come down and really see, open your eyes and understand really what's going on instead of just, ingesting whatever media it is that you choose to watch, then come see it firsthand. What better way than
okay,
to
I'm
get it
over this
hands-on?
conversation, and I got to go.
Instagram Threads hits 1 million users, becoming easily the fastest growing
Really quickly
app
before I leave,
ever.
only because it was really fascinating, and I ended up
Go ahead.
watching it with my sister, was the Ashley Madison documentary on Hulu.
Yeah.
Was fascinating. Did you
Really?
watch it, Eli?
I saw it going to.
It was fascinating. Not necessarily. I thought it was going to be a lot more slimy, like, ooh, tell us who was on it type thing.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't. It was fascinating from the app perspective, from the owner's perspective. He was on. It's such a hot topic, right? Like, ooh, those are affairs, and you're putting it all out there. But it was fascinating to hear his story, or his side of it was, hey, people are going to have affairs regardless. That's not my problem. I'm just giving them a platform to do it.
It's almost like the needle.
I was
Right.
about to say,
And then-
people are going to do drugs. Might as well give them clean needles.
I mean-
oh, how's that working out for Portland and San Francisco?
But hey,
Jesus
but the
Christ.
statistics were crazy to find out how many millions of people were subscribing to it, and then when they took it internationally, how many more millions of people were subscribing? I think it's still a
Well,
site that's up
you
and
know,
going and
you know
has.
what was fascinating is when the data breach happened. Oh my God!
You could go in there, you could put in people's names.
Everybody
and check to
I
see
know,
who was on there.
everybody I know downloaded that.
The app or
The torrent, and
torrent,
was
yeah.
like, man, let me go look for people in our community. And dude, there's a lot more people than you can imagine. I don't remember specific names.
Yeah,
but
I don't.
There were a lot of people that were in there. There was a website that you could go to where all of that data was posted, and you could search for it publicly. I wonder if you can still do that.
Well, let's not, because airing out dirty laundry sometimes isn't fun.
Let's see. Ashley Madison data dump search. Search
Okay, I gotta go.
It's checkashleymadison.com.
I will tell you
You
this.
can go in there. Let's check by email, first name, last name, or by IP address.
So I got up into the point where the company was gonna go public, and then I had to go bathe fleet, so I couldn't finish watching it. So I don't know what happened.
I'm looking my name up. I wasn't.
But
in
the
there.
company still is in existence.
2015. We were already
said.
married, right? Yeah, we married in 2011.
2011.
I'm putting in my name to see if it comes up.
Oh, great.
Nope. See?
Okay, well, let me know.
Oh, hold on. Let me check your name real quick.
There were people that were caught up in it because people were using aliases. of
Oh.
other
Yeah.
people's to
Eli Cand.
So you
have
could.
to be married.
Your information was not in the
That was a
database.
question that my sister had last night, and I really honestly couldn't answer the question. I tried to Google it, and it didn't really tell me anything. Do you have to be married to
There's
be
no
on the site?
verification. You can just sign up. As
You can just say you're married.
Yeah.
And then you could also say you're married and then go fishing around to see who you find.
Yeah. And that's the thing. People would sign up.
Eli's saying that people would sign up
People would sign up trying to look for people.
just to look
Just
for
to
people.
look
So
for
they
people.
got caught up in a net.
Yeah. Well, I didn't sign up to look for people. Twin, what were we doing in 2015? Were we happily married?
We've always been happily
Oh,
married.
so I need a sandwich.
Except for the first 6 months.
The third week of the month.
What's the first 6 months?
I was adjusting. It was an adjustment period.
What? 6 months of dating or 6 months of marriage?
6 months of marriage. No, our first, I will always say it. It's the first year of marriage was probably the hardest.
Was it the DJ? It's the DJ.
It was
wasn't the
no,
DJ.
it wasn't the DJ. It was just a lot
No,
of
like, this is
figuring people out. It's
truth.
hard.
Yeah, man.
This is the truth. We had
It was-
dated not very long, but I was marrying a divorcee with family, and I jumped full. Like I just jumped in
From no
And
kids to 3
from
kids.
no kids to 3 kids.
From
and
no
that was-
responsibilities to some responsibilities.
Yeah, to like only thinking about myself to suddenly, wow, there's 3 babies and
It's a lot.
a husband and a dog.
Who's
2
always
dogs.
hungry, apparently. Needs a sandwich.
Always hungry. So that, yeah, but I always talk about that being difficult, but not for any other reason other than it was an adjustment. But I think that's the same you could say for any marriage.
I mean, maybe.
Well, like towels on the floor
ours,
or like things like that.
Ours was different, but it's an interesting point. We have a couple friends who are now split from their marriages, and and as you get older, that dating pool gets a little lower. So I think this is a common topic, right? Because now you don't.
Well, we have friends who are going through, like we have friends that have recently been divorced and whatnot, and they go back to the dating field, and wow,
you have to be
seems like
to be okay with people with kids. It seems like.
Yeah.
Because at this age, if you don't have kids,
I just did it a little younger. So I was 30 when we got married. I was 29, 30 when we got married. And so I did that a little younger. So I think that if I had been at this age and had my own kids and then marrying someone who had children, it would have been a lot easier.
I want to marry you with kids.
Well,
Just kidding. I don't know.
just the way you didn't take Harold and Morgan.
Oh. You want to hear a story about Jessica's dog?
Oh, Harold.
She moved in with me, and she brought her little black pug, and we were moving all of her stuff in, and he comes to the house, and he gets inside the house, and we couldn't find him, and we were taking something upstairs, and we go upstairs.
Well, we were moving stuff like in the bedroom.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. You hadn't moved in with me.
I hadn't moved in
I
with
was
you.
moving into that house, and he was there.
Visiting.
Yeah, and so I go upstairs, and he had peed on my pillow, and he was sitting in the
Like
middle.
he jumped on the bed.
Yep,
peed
pissed
on the pillow.
on my pillow, not on the other side of the bed, but on my side where my head goes. Like he'd sniffed it out, he pissed on it, and he's sitting in the middle of the bed looking at me like, "What? What are you gonna do?" And I was
yeah.
like, "Wow, okay." So we took him off the bed. Jess was like, "No, bad dog," whatever. And we go downstairs to go get more stuff. We come upstairs. No kidding. You say it.
He pooped on the bed.
On the bed and was sitting right beside it, looking
Yeah,
at me
like,
like, "What are you gonna do now?" Yeah, dude.
Harold was so tough.
Dude.
In retrospect,
what
the
a-
balls on that guy.
Yeah. And then we neutered him.
Then we
No, what a
neutered him.
guy,
No, he was
man.
already neutered. He didn't get pet owners.
Give
My
Kid.
Harold. He
Little
lived 14 years. Yeah, and Drew was
It's
like,
his
oh,
house.
he'll die soon.
It was
Nope.
his house.
He
It was
lived
always his house.
14 years.
Speaking of houses, I
gotta go.
Hey, I'm real proud of you. Jess did something great. Jess has decided to change her career at the ripe young age of
Wow.
28.
21, babe.
Whatever.
21.
I'm off by a few years. You decided to change your career in the middle
Add
of your
20
life.
Add 20 years to that.
This is interesting. We haven't talked about it here.
We haven't,
We've
and I
talked
gotta
about-
go.
I know. Yeah, I know. You have a job now. I'm just working.
I
with you.
gotta get to work.
You don't need no man.
No man.
But hey, for real though, that's what happened. We were sitting down, and is my timeline accurate? Where it was right after my friend died, and we were having that conversation about
I
it.
think reality just kind of hit, and I mean, like I said, we had through the past couple of years or so, some friends had gotten divorced and whatnot, and your friend had passed away, and we were having this conversation just about life in general. What happens if Drew dies tomorrow? And I had this moment where I said, what am I going to do? How do I even pay the mortgage? Aside from life insurance and all the things that you should be figuring out in life, right? I just thought, I can't sustain my home. I don't even think I could pay the taxes on my home with my other job. And I got to thinking, and no, for whatever reason, it stayed on my shoulder, and I thought about it, and it kind of bothered me, and I let that go for a little while, and then it really bothered me, and it kept sinking in that I was completely dependent, right? And I think that a lot of women take this back seat sometimes because you get married, you have children, you're taking care of the house, and doing all this, and I was working. I've always been working, but I wasn't making or earning more, and I know that I'm very much capable of doing it, and so I just hadn't done it.
But also, what you were doing for work was something that you were doing that you were passionate about.
Oh yeah, and so my work part was like a gift. Like working in nonprofit was such a gift because it was filling my heart with all this great stuff that I was doing that it didn't really even seem like work. And so if I got paid or if I didn't get paid, it was irrelevant. I loved what I was doing. But with that said, I couldn't pay my mortgage with that salary. And that kept sitting on my shoulder. And so I said, I've got to figure this out. And so.
Like anybody going through their mid-20s.
Right. Well, mid-20s. Well,
yeah.
It came a little later, Eli, for me. And then I said, I got to change it.
And so you did. So
I
you
did.
decided to jump into something completely different that you had no background in. Well, that's not true. You have a business background. You've got the degrees and all the good stuff that you need to do it. But you went into a field that was fresh and new to you, and you just went through a rigorous studying for the last couple of weeks. And
I haven't studied in quite a while for me to actually have to take an exam on something.
But you did.
Test
you took your exam.
I did, and I
Friday.
passed, guys. And I didn't. First try, and I didn't. I passed with an 82, which I thought was pretty good.
Good. And what did you pass? What are you doing now?
I am a commercial insurance saleswoman, producer is what they call it. But yeah, I'll be selling commercial insurance. That's what I'll be doing.
Like big stuff.
Yes, big stuff.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Commercial stuff.
Well, you know who you should be insuring right now? All these people who own Airbnbs.
Oh, I've heard. Okay, so on that note, I'll let you talk about the Airbnb crisis, which I've got.
That was me giving you an out. Right
yeah,
there.
I've got to go. Don't forget to book the Airbnb, though, for the trip.
Which trip?
We got to go to Lexi's party.
I love how you name people. Our friend's turning 40, and we're going to go up and we're going to party with her. Anyway. I'm really digging the work woman look thing. It's pretty hot. I hate to watch you go, but I love to watch you leave.
It's nice to see you transition to a trophy husband.
A trophy husband. I am well on my way, ladies and gentlemen, to be a trophy husband. I'm going to be a kept man before you know it. Anyway, what I was about to talk about was the Airbnb collapse, which is pretty interesting. Revenues are down 50% in cities like Phoenix and Austin. And you should be on the watch, be on the lookout for a wave of forced selling from Airbnb owners later in the year as areas that are hit hardest by this revenue collapse. So what's happening is revenues are down 50%. The number of homes that these people are holding on to in some places is 10 times the amount, 15 times the amount of homes that are actually on the real estate market. So the market's about to be flooded with some of these places. So these Airbnb owners are freaking out a little bit. The worst places in Texas. Phoenix is worse in the United States. Short-term rentals are more than double the amount of for-sale listings. And then you mix that with the huge Airbnb supply with revenues being down. It's a cocktail for massive forced selling. Austin's number one in the state, followed by San Antonio, followed by Uvalde. Those three areas. So if you're in the market for a home, chances are they're going to get a pretty good opportunity here when those people are trying to fire sale them.
That was the slowest moving train that people saw coming.
Well, yeah, slowest moving train that people saw coming. Eli said, "Well, I mean, think about it. It's a great opportunity. We had friends who did it. We had friends who bought houses, flipped houses. They've got some here in the McAllen area, but now that people aren't staying in Airbnbs, you can hear the cheers in the background from the hotel industry, right? Yeah, now that people aren't staying in Airbnbs and the revenues are down, people are stuck with all these homes, these investment properties that they're making money off of. But it's an interesting collapse that people are noticing that is going to come down the pipe for some of these people, unfortunately. So let's see, Seaverville, Tennessee, 47% drop in revenue. Phoenix, Austin, Myrtle Beach, San Antonio. Those are the big ones. But what's crazy is if you look at the amount of rentals that are available versus the listings for sale, maybe that'll help some of these areas where people are trying to get houses like Austin and whatnot. Anyway, hey, you know what's really interesting? Okay, we started talking about it, and of course now my news feed is filled with all of this crazy information. All the UFO stuff, man. Dude, I'm sorry, my phone's buzzing all over the place right now. Interesting. So I was, because all these interviews pop up, and I was watching this thing where it was talking about, what's this cat's name? Ross, the guy, not George Ross. What's his name? The journalist, Ross Coulthart. Dane is continuously dropping truth bombs on UAPs. In the past few weeks, He's actively shared information he received from UFO whistleblowers worldwide. He talked about private aerospace companies' efforts to get rid of UFOs in its possessions. Basically, this guy's like dropping all this. I know. Here we go. Put on the tinfoil hat, man. Let's see if the listener count drops on this one. But what's happening is they're talking about these UFOs, and they're saying that we've had Cold Heart reveals that individuals, particularly in Silicon Valley, are aware of the alleged technology vesting in aerospace companies, including Lockheed Martin, and expressing dissatisfaction with the government's preferential treatment of private corporations. Basically, they're saying that we have had UFOs and UFO technology in our hands for many, many years, and that the government has let certain specific companies leverage that technology to do things.
Well, how else do we get Velcro?
And Tang.
And Tang, and microwaves, and lasers, and...
But that's not... There's all this crazy stuff, but then the one that they're talking about today... So here's my quest for people who want to jump on Google Earth. So he drops this thing, and he says, as a matter of fact, there's a UFO that is in the possession of a certain state government.
Okay.
And it has been there, and it's so big that it can't be moved, something like 250 kilometers across. It's so big that they can't move it even if they wanted to, so they built a building or a structure around it. So now the internet's going bananas. People are looking all over Google Earth trying to say, what looks like a UFO? And they're focused, and they're like,
but
if you were going to hide a UFO in a building, where would you hide it?
Not only that, wouldn't you involve Google Images to basically cover that up?
We're dark.
Oh, no, it's okay.
No. There's no camera imagery coming through.
Are you on one?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. There's nothing over there. There's no. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, we're having a technical glitch. There we go. All right. Okay, so hold on. Let me catch up on chats. WTF? Give him shit now.
Here's my one nitpick with that guy.
Go. You can't say nitpick. That's a word you can't use in 2023.
Here's my one problem with that guy.
Go.
He's dropping bombs, but it's never firsthand knowledge. It's always somebody told him. It's always somebody ranked high and somebody. It's the perfect conspiracy.
Oh yeah, because he can say all of it and just be like, well, someone told me.
Yeah.
Someone who I can't tell you.
None of it is firsthand. He's a whistleblower, but he's a whistleblower on behalf of a bunch of people that we have yet to come forward. Now,
here, listen.
Bill that Kirsten Gallagher is pushing. It gives holders of non-Earth origin or exotic UAP material 6 months to make it available to the all-domain anomaly.
So they're saying in 6 months we're going to learn.
Doesn't that just give them 6 months or more to hide their shit?
Nor would it be.
Okay.
Listen, ready? Here he goes.
People are going to question what I'm about to say.
Here we go. Here's what he says.
What if some of that shit is so big it can't be moved?
Is that what you're saying, Ross? Is that what you've been told?
That's exactly what I'm saying.
So the internet is aghast. Hey, hold on. So let me ask you the real question. If we were going to hide a UFO in the Rio Grande Valley, where would we hide it?
What's a good place?
I don't know. What looks like a UFO? The Westmer. I would hide it at the drive-in.
Yeah, Westmer would be a good place. Where else is a good place? Donna Lake.
No, hey.
I heard about the fisherman guy.
The guy died in Donna Lake, man.
Yeah, well, I mean, he would be the first to want to end up there by choice, not by Donna Lake's
right.
I don't know what Donna Lake's a dumping ground.
Anyway, so here's another interesting question. Speaking of Donna Lake in the Rio Grande Valley, my kids have allergies to stuff like nut allergies and things like that, and Jess and I joked that it's because she's Hispanic and I'm Anglo and that we crossbred and that's why our kids have allergies. but I was talking to another friend of mine who raised her kids taking showers in the manguera and drinking out of the hose, and she's like, my kids don't have any problems with allergies or anything.
During COVID, where we're making those jokes. Like,
the question is South Texas well water the answer to?
Yeah, like if you've ever gone to a restroom down here, you're pretty much immune to a lot of things. Same thing with Austin. If you've ever been to an Austin restroom, you're pretty much immune to almost anything.
That's great, man. Oh boy. So I'm swimming in like not 4th of July.
Yeah, I saw your Instagram.
The day after. Yeah, dude, my little kid, this is like the most redneck shit, right? I'm swimming in the pool and I was drinking a beer and I've got a little trash can, and what I do is like after I'm done, I'll just like chuck it on the side, and I'll crush it, and I'll chuck it, and then I'll pick them up and throw them away, or recycle them. And so my kid goes, "Hey, don't throw that one. I want to fill up with water." And I was like, "All right." And so I finished a beer, and he's like, "Here," and he got it. He was like playing with it, pouring water in and out, whatever. And I'm like swimming around the pool with my daughter. And next thing I know, I look up and this freaking beer can hits me right in the face, dude.
Full of water.
Full of water. Split my lip open, and
I can barely see it.
dude. Yeah, so split it open. But then I went, and this is a good point. Go see a dermatologist if you haven't, and you're concerned. Go see a dermatologist. Dr. Paku was awesome. It took 30 seconds for him to check everything out and be like, "You're good. Don't worry about it." I went to go check out a couple things that I thought were questionable, but I had to shave to get to them. So I go to shave, but I can't shave because I've got Dermabond on my lip where my kid busted my face open with a beer can. And so I grew this little mustache out. This is like 2 weeks of steady growing, which is the most ridiculous thing ever. But it gave me a whole persona that I was using for the last 3 days. I've just been talking like this. See, we're going to go out. We're going to paint the town red, huh?
You became vaudeville.
Yeah, so I've been enjoying my mustache after getting cracked in the face with a beer can.
Now, it reminds me of I started watching a show, and it reminds me of the character, the awkward white guy character in Jury Duty. Have you seen Jury Duty?
No. The bean juice. My friend Tanya says that she's immune because she was fed the bean juice when she was a kid.
Every kid, and not only that, leftovers, week-old leftovers.
That's what saves it.
Yeah.
Hey! No, I haven't seen that. But look.
Oh no! Like, I hate reality TV in all its forms,
dude. So we had the Kardashians on last night, and I walk in, and I go, "What the hell are you guys watching?" And my daughter and my son were there, and they're like, "I don't know, it's a show." And I looked, I go, "Those are the most worthless people on the face of this planet.
Yeah.
They sold their bodies for fame. They're disgusting. I'll be so disappointed in you
Where
as
do I
children.
sign up?
Like if you do this." I was like, I'm not a fan of the Kardashians.
No, and it's one of those things to where I just want to make enough money that my son doesn't have to do dances on TikTok.
Jury
You know what I mean?
Duty,
It's-
the best. Look it up. It's great.
Dude, Jury Duty.
Okay. Yes, I know what this is.
The concept.
I haven't had a chance to watch it yet, but we were listening to a podcast about it on the way. We were driving back from Austin. I was listening to it, and it's not Michael Madsen.
It's James Marsden
Yeah, James Marsden, and he plays
himself, but
but a version of
a
himself.
douchebag version of himself.
Yes, I haven't had a chance to watch it yet,
and
man.
he plays it like I'm dying laughing. And the whole concept is basically there's one guy in this entire reality show that's not in the joke. Everyone else is actors. The judge is an actor. The jurors are actors. Everyone in this 3-week experiment is an actor.
So and what was funny is he said that after they filmed it, after they revealed what was going on or
the
whatever,
big reveal,
that still up until he was on Wait Don't Tell Me, which is one of my favorite shows of 10 o'clock in the morning, Saturday mornings, WBEZ in Chicago, Steven Seagal. It's called Wait Don't Tell Me.
I got to meet Carl Castle.
Oh, dude, yes, man. It's a game show all about the news, which you can tell is
in a comedic way.
Yeah, in a very comedic way. But through all that, I wonder who's here. I'm like, my friend was supposed to come talk, and I was really looking forward to the conversation.
Or he was hearing the conversation because I'm going to defend myself.
Yes, man.
Is that Migs?
I don't know. Anyway, but so they're talking about, and he says, yeah, that even up until this day, that the guy still calls them up, or he still calls them like, hey, like everything's, because it gave him a little bit of PTSD.
He was a little paranoid for weeks after, and he would call James Marsden just to talk him back off the paranoia.
Yeah, man. Well, look, there's two other things. We got 6 minutes left. I was looking for this Reddit. If you are listening to this, the 7 of you, or if you hit this in the replays, because we get a bunch of replays, which is great. I appreciate the people that listen to this. Also, we're on podcasts on Spotify and now iTunes and a lot of the other stuff. You can go download the podcast now. If you listen to this and you don't surf on the Rio Grande Valley Reddit, you should, because it's filled with so many fantastic things. One of the ones I love that recently came across, I'm searching for it. It's what are things that you were taught growing up, that you heard, superstitions and sayings that you heard growing up. What were they? Like don't clean the house after midnight. Don't sing at the table while you're eating. Don't put your purse on the floor. Eat 12 grapes at New Year's. Put an egg under your bed to absorb the bad energy and protect against the evil eye. There's this really fantastic subreddit, but I don't want to talk about that because we only have like 5 minutes left. So there's two things that are happening. One, it's funny because I didn't expect it to bubble up to where it was, and I ranted on this on the very first episode that we had of this show, where I talked about getting kicked out of the McAllen Creative Incubator. Not getting kicked out. We were there for a while.
Asked to leave?
It was a good opportunity for us to move into a different space. And granted, we were the cornerstone, some of the founding members of that place, and we were there to help bring along. We provided all the technology for it.
Change? Because I remember going in there recently and I was looking for a space for a podcast space, and it's
not anymore. What they did is the McAllen Chamber of Commerce struck a deal with Zoho and let Zoho take over the second and third floors, so that they did some renovations to it that are gonna remain there from what I understand. But they're letting Zoho use it. But my problem is that they kicked out all the entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
And now the entrepreneurs don't have a space to go do programs and to learn stuff and to do the grants that the city or the McAllen Chamber offers. And everyone who's trying to start a business gets kicked out and replaced by a corporation. And I was like, that sucks, first in and of itself. But second, what's happening is on the west side of Ware Road, where Palmview Golf Course used to be, which is now something lakes. I don't remember what they named it, but on the west side, there's a whole area that was a disc golf course that the city of McAllen had built as a disc golf course.
I remember.
And a park, and it was like Green Jay Park or something that we're going to call it. Well, now they're saying that they're going to give that, or not give, they're going to rezone that land so that Zoho can build a big tech campus there. And all the disc golfers are pissed because they're like, hey, this is the only place that we have in South Texas to play.
Yeah.
And there's a bunch of McAllen citizens that are like, hey, this sucks. It's green space. Why are you giving it up? It's a park. Why are you taking away a park? But that's not and it's blowing up. It's Steve Taylor's covering it at the Rio Grande Guardian, and Board of Business is covering it, and then the Monitor's covering it, and they've had all these things talking about it, and it hasn't painted some city officials in very good light. I know that there are city commissioners they're raising their voices and concerns. Also, my concern is now what they're bringing up, where they're saying that the reason it was always a park is because of the floodplain that runs right through there.
Yeah.
And they're saying, oh, it's cool. They'll just elevate the land and they'll put the...
Yeah, well, what happens when you elevate a piece of land?
What happens to the water?
Yeah.
There's neighborhoods to the south of that.
Not only
and
that,
to the north of that.
you also have a sprawling urban jungle to where
Well,
this heat has nowhere to dissipate.
I'm interested in seeing how this thing shakes out because, and then someone mentioned on the Reddit on I get my news from Rio Grande Valley. Someone's like, why don't they just go develop it at the old Cimarron? And I'm like, genius!
Yeah, it's unkept right now. It's under a new management that's not cutting the grass.
But that is a drama story in and of itself, man. So what happened was that place wasn't making any money. I don't know how the transaction transpired, but the person who bought it for
pennies on the dollar?
Yeah, like less than $1 million for the whole thing, for the entire golf course and everything that was there. From what I understand, I could be totally wrong, but from what I understand, it was less than $1 million for the whole thing. And the people who lived there, who lived in the Cimarron area, they started this whole campaign against the new owner. They're like, this person's going to destroy it, and this person's not going to do a good job, and you should cancel your memberships and all this other stuff. Well, he kept it up for a while, and then all of a sudden, people started canceling their memberships and not showing up and doing all this other stuff. So it started to affect the bottom line. And he's like, well, screw it. If no one's going to be here, I'm just going to dump it and turn it into a land development.
Oh, that'd be great.
And then the HOA turns around and they're like, well, no, you can't turn it into a land development. It's supposed to be a golf course. He's like, dude, you guys told everyone to not renew their memberships. You told people to stay away and quit buying houses here. And that's exactly what they did. And now, what am I supposed to do with all this land? So now if you look at it, dude, it's crazy looking out there.
That's not how it works. They're gonna take away Poor People's Park before they take away a golf course from them.
Welcome to the valley.
Yeah.
But also it's in this case it's Mission versus McAllen, right?
Yeah.
But the thing is, dude, it's like what, a mile away, something like that?
Barely.
I mean, I'm all for economic development in the city of McAllen, but not at the expense of giving away entrepreneurship programs, giving away opportunity to do stuff, giving away green space, giving away parks.
Give a little bit of space for the little guy.
But, if Mission were to swoop in and offer that it's great for our area, but that would suck for McAllen. But
what's Seed then? I thought Seed was like a type of incubator.
But that's
where
Mission.
Could go.
It's
Mission.
Mission. Yeah. But, I wish they would go up north. Have you seen what they're doing on North 23rd Street?
Yeah.
That's real pretty up there. And then that whole old Levi's building on Dove in 23rd. Oh man, there's a big space there.
What's amazing is how McAllen Center is starting to migrate a little bit more.
Well, that's the other thing. What I get it, it's down in the industrial zone, but you're gonna pigeonhole tech down in the industrial zone.
Yeah. I mean, well, that's where infrastructure is being rolled out freshly.
Look, people are commenting. Yeah. No whistling at night. Yeah, the disc park, selling it out to technology. I know McAllen is run by Republicans, but see, I don't think it's just. I don't think it's just that.
You can't say that it's run by Republicans.
I think that the decisions with Zoho are. And I get it. You bring one, others will start to look at it and say, yeah, that's somewhere where we can bring it. And Lord knows I am an enormous advocate for tech in the Rio Grande Valley. But at what cost?
Yeah.
It's the Boca Chica argument.
And what happens when growth happens? What happens to the people that are around that growth?
Yeah, and that area, historically, is the area that has always been...
It's the last vestige of affordable living.
Yeah, man. Well... I don't know. Maybe with the Airbnb clubs. Here we go.
Top of the hour.
Yeah, dude. It's 10 o'clock. There goes our hour. That was fun. Maybe next time someone who says they'll show up will actually show up on our talk show here. Let me see if I can cue up my little sound. Sometimes my sound works, right? Anyway, it's 10 o'clock. Thanks for listening. I think, I might come in and do this a couple times this week. But only if people want me to. So throw a thumbs up, throw a like, throw something, send me a text. Something. Topics you want to cover. You want me to bring you in as a caller? There's lots of people listening right now. It's great. Just bring it in. I might do this a couple times this week, but let me know. Let me know if you think it's something you'd be interested in. Here on our wonderful show,
Drew in the morning.
That's it for July 10th. This is show number, what are we at? 9? Is this 9? I have no idea. Oh, dude. Number 9? We need to start tracking this. I know. I think that's it, dude. Hi. Look, one of my neighbors just joined. I'll keep talking, man. I don't care. I'll talk till the cows come. One of my neighbors. Dude, so check this out. I'll just keep going. This is now the 10 o'clock hour of Drew in the Morning. Welcome to hour 3. I may have gotten in trouble with my HOA. But I don't know that I got in trouble with my HOA. You want to know why? Because I've requested my bylaws for my HOA 3 times, and I've yet to receive them. And I was told that lighting fireworks in my neighborhood is against the policy of the HOA. No, I'm not saying that I did light fireworks. I'm just saying that I was told that lighting fireworks in the neighborhood is against HOA bylaws. But can you be held accountable for something that you're unaware of? So someone said, hey, this is in the bylaws. I said, show me the bylaws. And they said, I don't have the bylaws. I said, well, then how can you tell me what's in the bylaws, what's not in the bylaws? And they said, you should know. And I said, you're right, I should know. But no one's telling me what the rules are.
But that's the argument of, like, in law, ignorance is not bliss. Ignorance of the law is not an argument to be used in court. Ignorance, not knowing it's wrong to kill people, is not an argument. You know what I mean?
Where's that line?
Well, it's one thing to where
firecrackers.
It's one thing to where, like,
murder.
you don't know that. Well, if an HOA says you're not supposed to have dogs versus you're not supposed to pop off fireworks, one of those is a common space nuisance, right?
Which one?
Fireworks.
Dogs.
Well, no.
Sorry. Wrong.
Dogs falls under another category
That's
of
not
social
true.
acceptance.
No, bullshit.
Right? Fireworks in the neighborhood, only because I have a ranch, and my neighbors pop off guns regularly.
Well, yeah.
And then during 4th of July, they're just like, it sounds like I'm next to Al Qaeda, right? They're just popping off. And
Al Qaeda's still a thing, right?
It becomes one of those things to where we call the cops. They can't do anything. And
you're in the county though, aren't you? You're unincorporated.
No.
When I lived out there, it was all county.
We used to live in the same area. We used to live on the same street.
Yeah, like
and
half a mile away from each other.
I moved in while you were moving out.
Yeah,
I think.
Well, that's the hood. Anyway, no, I don't. Let's see. HOA can hold you accountable for going to the bathroom. I mean, do you pee in your yard? I pee in my yard all the time. Why not?
Oh, dude, I do everything in my yard. I live in a ranch. I will not. I will neither confirm or deny that I've taken a poo once or twice.
Falls into the area of TMI. Here, look, let's go back to this list.
What?
If your palm itch, you're going to get money. Okay, but so is it if your left palm itches, you're going to get money, and if your right palm itches, you're going to give money? Or is it if your left palm itches, you're going to get money?
According to my mom, right palm means money, left palm, it goes out.
Oh, so I thought so in here on the internet, it says the right palm means you're going to meet somebody. And your left palm means you're going to get money. There were some interesting ones in here. Cut your hair on New Year's Eve for better luck.
Yeah. I've heard keys in the underwear.
Oh, I've never heard keys in the underwear.
Oh, it's keys, bobby pin to your panties, and then jump backwards during a full moon. And I forgot what that was.
The full moon, and you're not supposed to go outside during a full moon or during an eclipse if you're pregnant, right?
You're not supposed to stare at a frog. You're not supposed to.
Oh, hold on. When you put salsa on your food, you're supposed to do it in the sign of a cross.
Oh,
this
the
one says.
purse gets me.
Yeah, don't put your purse on the
Don't put
ground
the
or your
purse on the
money will
floor.
leave.
Yeah. Yeah. Every time I've tried to put my mom's purse on the floor,
You forgot.
Yeah.
And don't put a hat on the bed. Don't put a gun on the bed.
Yeah.
If a door opens by itself, don't say pasa. You're inviting trouble.
Yeah.
Like, here's some other ones, man. If you're seeing if you see a dog pooping, you pull your fingers.
What? I never heard that
you
one.
Pop your fingers, or else you'll get
I heard you get pink eye, but
you
not
get pink eye. That's what it is. The black butterfly one's interesting
What's the
because
black
in a lot of the big black moths, like the barn moths or whatever they're called, in a lot of other cultures, if you see a big black moth visit your front door, it means someone from the afterlife is visiting you.
Okay.
But Hispanic culture is if you see the big black moth inside or outside your home, it means someone's going to die.
Oh shit.
They're going to die. But nobody's died.
Well, I mean, we have them all the time. I guess it's a slow death.
It's got to be a really slow death.
They're always at
Well, we're all going to die, so, you know. Let's see. What's this one? Staying indoors, not looking at an eclipse while pregnant. If someone compliments something of yours, let them touch it so nothing bad will happen to it.
Or staring at a baby.
Staring at a baby, yeah.
You got to rub the baby.
You have to rub the baby.
Although that was tough during COVID because I often.
And guess what? No little babies died.
Right.
Because they didn't get rubbed by an old lady at HEB.
No, because I side eye.
But see, the thing is, it's like that's, and there's like that weird, that's such a common tradition down here. I mean, I grew up in Mercedes, man. And it's like, all of these were laws. These aren't suggestions. These are like rules to live by.
There was a lot of weird things that, since I lived in the Valley for most of my childhood, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then when I joined Expedia, I would travel 80% of the time. And then 80% of the time I was in the North. And then in the North, you have to be cognizant of your Mexicanisms, right?
Yeah.
Or like if somebody sneezes, you don't say bless you because you don't know what denomination or what you know.
Bless you. How dare you?
How dare you,
sir?
How dare you,
ma'am?
Don't force your God on me.
Oh my gosh! All right, not crossing over someone if they're laying on the floor.
Crossing over graves.
Yeah.
Well, that's
If we ever did that when my siblings, cousins, and I were kids, this is Seafoam Angel on Reddit. Relatives would make us uncross them by walking backwards.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah. That one's a strange one.
I don't know. Not singing at the dinner table.
Yeah.
But does that fall in that category of the first? There's some meme I saw a while back. It was like, I was today years old when I realized that fish don't have ears is just my dad's way of saying shut up while we were fishing.
Yeah.
So don't sing at the table. Does that fall under that?
Oh, it's more I want peace and quiet and you're
You're
fucking it
you're
up.
messing it up.
Yeah.
What about no bananas after sunset?
I've heard that one.
And then what's to do with no bananas on boats? That's what my
It's a
sister-in-law
slippery
was saying.
thing, I guess.
It's slippery. That's a slippery slope. If you go outside with your hair wet, you get sick. You know, that's like the wind one. That's
Yeah.
like the covering the babies up with blankets so that the wind doesn't.
Well,
touch
that
them.
one's true, of course.
The wind.
The wind.
And so
And-
also, if you don't wear socks
Well,
inside the house, if you go to sleep with wet hair, you'll get sick.
yeah. I would get that one a lot. When I had hair. I used to have hair down to my back.
Let's see. Anyway, dropping a spoon, it means company is coming over. Anyway, well, we could just ramble. I thought this was fascinating because there's things that people, no one's commenting on some of these deals, but there's things that people say that they take very, very seriously, man. The Rio Grande Valley's got a lot of that. Giving somebody ojo, you know?
Well, during COVID, it was one of those things because I like to give the stank eye to a bunch of kids. Because whenever people don't manage their kids, and when you're in lobbies and when you're in doctors' offices and or weddings, my favorite thing is weddings. I imagine tripping kids all the time. The ones that just
You shouldn't say these things out loud.
The ones.
Hey, something else, man. There's a club in McAllen. I saw this just because, again, I'm scrolling Reddit. There's a club in McAllen called The Dungeon. and they play like a lot of like dark wave and goth and stuff
Okay.
like that. Which, listen, man, I mean, I grew up just like every other
Ethereal
kid,
metal.
going to freaking Club X on Tuesday nights or goth night or whatever. Dude, I love. There's some of that
I
music.
love goth night.
Listen, man,
I wish they would
Nitzer
continue goth
Ebb
night.
and Thrill Kill Cult and these are not bad bands. Front 242, like there's some great dark wave and industrial that's out there.
No, I love the music.
But
I just-
apparently,
yeah.
this place called the Dungeon. There's a
the name alone.
yeah, dude. The black metal show planned for August 26th at the Dungeon nightclub has multiple white supremacist bands on the lineup. Bands that weaponize Chicano terminology, and appropriate indigenous cultures while pushing violent ideology. And there's another one, a Nazi black metal band that have not shied away from spreading their fascism online. And then, so now they dox the lady who owns the club, and
That's a bit much.
the dude's got like an iron cross on his elbow, and I don't know. Just watch out for Nazi punks is all I'm saying. You can't tell me there's Nazi people down in the Rio Grande.
There is, dude. I was doing drone work. What was it? I had to cover
I'm
up.
like, I would think just by sheer coincidence, being an Anglo guy in South Texas, that I would know them. But
or run into
but
them.
I don't. I mean, I know some people that are racist.
Well, there's
but I
the-
don't know people that are like they would really do it. I know people that are just preferential.
Well, look-
I don't know the
look what's
right way
happen-
to
look
say
what's
it.
happening in
They would
Florida.
never actually. I don't think anybody I know would ever actually commit a crime based on race. Now, that doesn't mean that they're not going to treat people like shit. But I think that's not just white people. That's friends of mine from every gender and race and identity and everything. Treat people like
Nazi
shit.
ideology is starting to make a very there's a spike in Nazi ideology within Latino communities. Look at Florida with the Proud Boys. Look at
Dude, I don't get it. Florida, I don't even understand Florida right now. They just did the thing with the driver's licenses this week, where if you don't have valid citizenship and you have a license from like Delaware, Vermont, and some of these other places, that they won't see that as a true driver's license in their state.
yeah.
They're shooting themselves in the foot, man.
Well,
Watch a day with
Look what's happening to the labor market in Florida right
That's
now.
what I'm saying.
Look what's happening to travel in Florida right now.
That's what I'm saying.
Look what's happening to the work industry or the service industry in Florida right now.
Dude, it's about to get pretty nasty. Anyway, all right. It's 10:12, 10:15, whatever it is. We've ranted and raved. This has been a lot of fun. This is a fun conversation here on our wonderful show here only on Monday mornings.
Drew in the morning.
For now. But I don't know, man. Maybe I do this a couple times this week. Let's see what the news brings. Anyway, y'all have yourself a wonderful week. I'm gonna get to work. Send messages. Let me know what to talk about. Let me know if there's someone. I've been putting out requests for people to come join me over here, and clearly I'm not that popular. But it doesn't matter. I really wish someone with an opposing viewpoint who can carry on a conversation and talk openly would join me. But we'll see. Have a wonderful week.